You're listening to Cattywampus.
So it's the holidays, and we watched Home Alone 2.
To, compliment our Home Alone 1.
Sorry, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Like Escape from New York.
Which I watched the other day.
Would it be great if John Carpenter directed a Home Alone movie?
I don't know if great's the word I would use.
Would it be great if in the 1980s John
Concerning.
Carpenter directed a Home Alone movie?
I think they would have actually died.
Yeah, they would have died a lot.
The sticky
Within
bandits.
yeah.
The Sticky Bandits, that's right. They're the Sticky Bandits now.
Yeah, they're not the wet bandits anymore.
That shows evolution of character.
Tape.
So somebody who's not me, what's the plot of Halloween 2?
Halloween
Home Alone.
2? The plot of Halloween. Brian, can you
2.
explain Halloween 2?
Halloween 2. If we're talking about the original, Laurie Strode is getting better from the events of the first movie in the hospital. Recovering, I should say.
Did you mean Home Alone 2?
And
No.
Okay.
I want to know what the plot of Halloween 2
Continue.
is.
so she's
Nope, didn't misspeak
she's-
at all. Definitely want to talk about Halloween 2.
So she's in the hospital, and Michael Myers finds her, and we get a whole movie in a hospital of him killing people, and there you go.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You've also forgot that Loomis finds out it's his sister.
Yeah, and then eventually they blow up the hospital or whatever.
He blows himself up with Michael, but he magically
Comes back.
survives. Yeah, I don't- Halloween
Multiple
4.
times.
Like
something.
you
Yeah, Anyway, I've been David.
do.
So Home Alone 2. So what is the plot of Home Alone 2 Lost in New
Well,
York?
who here remembers Home Alone 1?
Barely.
We lost him
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
did
that
it
is
again.
basically what happens. So in Home Alone 1, they accidentally leave him behind, and he gets to stay at home and do all the dope shit he would want to do when he's at home, like eating ice cream and ordering pizzas and using magical TVs with sound systems that sound surprisingly realistic to confuse
do.
people.
Wow.
In
Boy,
Home
do
Alone
they.
2, he actually makes it to the airport but gets on the wrong plane and goes to New York, where he's by himself and gets to do all the dope shit he likes to do, like eating ice cream and eating pizzas and scaring people with magic TVs.
Abusing a hotel staff.
Yes.
He gets to
Abusing Rob Schneider and Tim Curry.
Yeah, he gets to
breaking
abuse
into his
Tim Curry.
breaking into extended family members' houses.
In order to retrofit them into palaces of death and
Possibly
destruction.
gaslighting an elderly man who owns a toy store and kind of manipulating a homeless woman. So the Sticky Bandits, who happened to be in New York after getting out of some
Escaping from
Escape.
prison.
Illinois prison.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Did they escape or they were released?
They-
No,
escape.
they escaped during a prison riot.
There's a short scene outside of Kevin's house where a newspaper flies into the door, and it says the wet bandits have escaped.
Boy, I missed that.
Did you, though?
It's a pretty amazing scene.
Look, I guess it's all for his own good because he's trying to help Duncan so that the toy store is saved.
Couldn't he have accomplished that just by calling the cops to start with?
I know. Also, what
He
fucking...
didn't want to. He wanted to.
He
fight
wanted
these.
to punish these poor men.
He wanted to throw bricks at them until
He
they
wanted
died.
to be a masochist. Or a sadomasochist.
Sadist. He's
Yeah.
a sadist. No, he wants no pain. He's a sadist. No, it's fascinating, too, that, like, this kid will never call the cops on these criminals. Meanwhile, all these adults at the hotel will call the cops on this kid.
Child.
Which, by the way, why don't you just call the credit card company about the credit card and then, call the guy? Because the bank would call the guy.
Because Tim Curry is angry. Just
At
angry.
this 8-year-old.
Well, they're all-
At this 8-year-old. He is so pissed.
They're all idiots, and doesn't he say that they're the best idiots in New York?
Yeah, the
what
finest.
kind of idiots do you have working here? The finest in New York, which was my favorite line in the whole movie. I mean, Tim Curry's stellar,
Oh, no,
as
Tim
always.
Curry is
Yeah.
fantastic in this film because every scene he's in, he's just like, I know what I'm here for. I'm going to chew the fuck out of everything around me.
I understand. I'm the villain in a children's film. I got it.
I
Nobody
forgot-
else does.
Yeah.
I forgot that he and Rob Schneider were in this movie.
I didn't forget about
Schneider's-
Tim Curry. I forgot about Rob Schneider.
He's not particularly memorable.
Well,
in the
that's because
movie.
he's Rob Schneider.
That's true.
The only
Tim
memorable part
Curry's
is the,
indelible.
The tipping of the gum and the chewed gum, and
Yeah.
Oh, and then Buzz does it at the end.
Love
So
the
basically,
family.
he holds up in a penthouse suite of a high end hotel, Trump-owned hotel at the time, which is why he cameos in it. Ugh. And then he
Hey,
just
this movie is important. How many impeached films did impeached presidents did the first movie have?
wasn't Andrew Johnson in Blade Runner.
You know what? No.
Isn't Andrew Johnson the one who was like, "Have you ever killed a human by mistake?" And then Harrison Ford was like, "No." And John's was like, Anyway,
I doth not trust this robot.
be ye man or be ye metal? Oh, I'm being impeached. So wait, once he checks into the hotel, like, I know he goes out a couple times to the toy store. What is he doing? Is he just running around New York?
He's just, I mean, when he was at the airport, his dad gave him his bag that had all
Right.
of his cash and his credit cards and all his shit. So he gets to New York, and the first thing he does is just like, well, I need a place. He goes out and sightsees, obviously.
I remember the hotel. Like, once he checks into the hotel, like, that's pretty early in the movie. So what's his goal until then?
He
to
just
have
wants
fun.
to have fun, yeah.
I already told you to do dope shit.
Vacation,
he gets
all
a-
I ever wanted.
He gets a limo and he gets pizza.
Yeah.
And he goes and hangs out in the limo and eats pizza. And then
And
he's
then he goes
like,
to the toy
yo,
store.
limo driver.
That sounds sweet.
Where is
We
the...
gotta remember this in this film. The hotel only encompasses like the first third of it because eventually they, the credit cards get reported stolen. So Tim Curry just gives that wonderful evil smirk.
He smiles the way the Grinch smiles
Yes.
in the original animated
And
How
it
the
is
Grinch Stole Christmas.
so glorious.
It's
should
so
have-
great.
He should have been the Grinch.
Yep.
Like, they...
Yes, he should have.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a huge mistake to make it Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It should have been Tim Curry.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's great.
That scene, because they show that little flash where it's like the Grinch, and then it fades into Tim
It
Curry.
fins
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
It's perfect.
Yep. And so he goes to the toy store. He gaslights the poor old man who gives him 2 turtle doves.
I mean, technically, he lies to him too.
Yeah, 'cause
he
he
tells
just-
him he's like, oh, the owner likes to do this. The owner likes to do
That's
that.
true. The owner gaslit poor Kevin too.
Maybe he just speaks in the third person.
The owner of the toy store.
Lawyered.
Well, fuck. But so he goes to do that, and then as he's leaving the toy store, he runs into the Sticky Bandits.
Yeah, and then he sexually
he gets
assaults a
into
woman and blames it on Joe Pesci.
No, he blames it on
Daniel Stern.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other one.
They're the same.
And they both get knocked out by the woman, and he escapes.
Yeah, she drops their asses.
Yeah. Earlier in the film, she had already been assaulted by one of them. And
Wait, really?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
happens-
because he had
That's a
accidentally-
callback?
Same woman, yep.
Yeah, he had accidentally, because he covered his hand in tape, and that's how he decided his name was a Sticky Bandit.
I recall
So,
that.
like,
tried to grab her
accidentally
purse.
grabs her purse.
Full disclosure, I kind of watched this at work.
I didn't. I was all in.
Yeah, you
I
watched
watched
it at work from your bed.
I was at work. My life's work.
I watched it last night while drinking some wine. Had a nice fireplace going.
Wow, to be Brian.
Yeah. I sat by my fireplace, I smoked my corncob pipe, and I watched children's movies.
Isn't that how you do Christmas?
Duh.
I guess. So after he leaves the hotel, he flees from the hotel. At this point, the parents come back, right? They get back from Paris.
They weren't in Paris, they were in Miami.
No, the Rugrats were in Paris.
You know what?
Get the fuck out of here. You go to fucking hell.
But
I thought they
fuck
were in
you.
Miami in the first one.
No,
Nope.
you have it backwards.
You're right, I do. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's the same movie. So
You don't
Yeah,
ever have
sorry.
you don't ever have to apologize for Home Alone.
You're right. They're in Miami this time.
Yeah.
They're in Paris the first movie.
Out of curiosity, did the guy that scored this movie, what's his name?
John Williams?
Yes, John Williams. Did he score the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
And several other films you may have seen.
I've never seen any of those.
Yes. Like Munich.
Okay.
Ah, my favorite.
Would Danny Elfman not be the better person to score these films?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I think
are you
both.
sure?
I think both would work.
I don't know. Danny Elfman's score to Pee-wee's Big Adventure is like one of my favorites.
I don't know, but this isn't Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I know.
This is Kevin's Big
I
Adventure.
know, but that's. Did the first Home Alone have the comical like sound effects?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't remember it. In Home Alone 2, like when he's pulling the nails out of him, it's like boing.
Yep.
So the first movie does become cartoony in Act 3. This movie dials that up pretty high.
Yeah.
This movie's full Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
I love
full. Yeah, oh, I loved it too. It was
Oh,
great.
it's fine. Like
It
this
was
is the natural
amazing.
progression.
People are on wires. This movie goes crazy.
Like I was genuinely surprised at the number of times I actually laughed at shit I was seeing on the screen.
Especially, okay, Harry, is that the tall like?
No, that's Marv.
Marv.
And Marv's the tall guy. Harry's the small. Is Joe Pesci?
I thought it was the other way around for some reason.
No, it's yeah.
Don't look at me.
Anyway, so
Never will be able to tell them apart.
the
Welcome
noises,
to my Home Alone cast.
Resident expert, Home Alone expert.
the
Steve.
noises that Marv made
Oh yeah,
are hilarious.
Yep.
Just the woo, like the loud ass screams.
I like the
high pitched noises. Any of the high pitched.
I like the comparatively subtle one where he's hit by the brick.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Ah!" and he's like, "Ooh."
Yep. That was the shit that I was laughing at. Yep.
No, this was
Or when he
great.
got shocked.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh, there's a skeleton.
Yeah.
There's a
Like it's just a
skeleton
practical effect. Like
with his beard and his hat. There's a shot of a skeleton cut in between him being electrocuted.
this movie is infinitely better than the first one. And I think it's because they got outside of just a house and let him explore a little
A
bit.
manor.
yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It
Yes,
opened
we've
up.
left his manor, and now we are in a brownstone.
I think it works better because it opens it up more, and you're not just confined to this home
Well,
for
right,
the
and
entire
it
movie.
gave
Yeah.
it had some really interesting, really fun, just moments of him just doing dumb shit around the city or running into the dumbest situations.
Taking Polaroid pictures from the top of the Twin Towers.
Right.
I liked it when he doused the ropes in kerosene and then set them on fire. Where it was the first time where I was like, you have to know that'll kill them. Because like maybe if you're a dumb kid, you can reason like, well, if they fall a couple feet, it's like whatever. Well, if a pin can hits them in the head, it's like whatever. But that was that one where I was like, you're just murdering them.
That one, or when he dunked his head in a toilet full of
Then he
kerosene.
Yeah,
filled with
when
he
that,
filled with
like,
he filled
That was
with
just like, you're going to blow up that room and he's going to die with
paint- it was
third-degree burns.
Paint thinner, right? I believe is what he.
No, it was
dumped
No,
in.
it was kerosene.
It was
He,
people.
Why do I
picks,
put the-
he picks up the jar of
I
kerosene
thought it was
and
paint
pours
thinner,
it in
and then
there.
the kerosene's on the ropes.
No, he used kerosene for both.
Don't worry, he had plenty of
He
kerosene.
had lots of
Well,
kerosene.
you know how home remodeling goes. You need a lot of kerosene.
You need a lot of kerosene. And
Which, by the way, what was the uncle doing?
He was in
he was
Miami.
in Paris.
I don't
No,
know.
he was
No, I mean with all that kerosene,
insurance fraud.
maybe he playing 9/11.
When I was a kid, this was like my favorite movie. This wasn't
yeah.
a Christmas movie for me. I was watching this shit all
I-
year round.
Home Alone-
Summer, spring,
Home Alone 2 was always
4th
one
of
I
July
rewatched.
to celebrate America.
Yep.
And I really liked, I feel like I liked, is it Blank Check?
Yep.
Blank check, like the. Okay, yeah.
Blank Check and, oh, I'm sorry, Richie Rich.
I never really liked Richie Rich.
Macaulay
I liked
Culkin as
Blank
well.
Check.
As a kid, I loved Richie Rich because I was like, if I could have a house with a roller coaster and a McDonald's, I'd be set.
Isn't the reveal of that movie that there's nothing in the safe?
I think so.
It's like
can't
family
remember.
heirlooms.
Yeah.
And the robbers have done this for nothing.
Yeah, because it
It's
is the
been-
early
it's
'90s,
been-
all-
and
it's
you
all I
don't have to
remember.
have a vault full of money. It can all be. It can still all be.
That's
a
right. I do remember this movie, and I actually do think that's a decent reveal because he's like, "Where's all the money?" And he's like, "Stocks."
Yeah. It was just like,
Like, what are you, an
fucking
idiot?
year is this? Like,
Yeah, like the dad's like, "What are you, an idiot?" Like all the money's in like stocks and investments and land and property. This vault's for family heirlooms. You think I keep like cash in here like Scrooge McDuck? Get the fuck out of here!
like I'm swimming in fucking coins every night.
The kid in that movie is.
It was
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
Macaulay
yeah,
Culkin,
okay.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was
This
Richard.
was during his heyday.
He was Richard Rich.
Ah, yes, good old Dick Rich.
Richie Rich.
Sticky Rich.
All right, so Home Alone 2. Is he ever actually lost?
I mean,
Actually, at
he's
no
lost
point-
in the city of New York. I think it's more like he's lost.
Like his
It
parents?
should be lost.
Yeah, at
It
no
should-
point. That is a really good point.
It should be
This
lost.
kid seems to have a real good
Well,
lay of the
he
land.
wanted to be there too.
It should be.
Well, he wanted to be anywhere that was. He didn't want to be in a tropical.
He wanted a
climate.
real
He wanted to
Christmas
be
with a
away
real
from
tree.
his terrible family.
His family is the fucking worst.
Except his mother.
No, even the mother is
Even
like,
his
you stay up
mom.
in this bed and you
Yeah,
think about how
like-
shitty
I
you
know,
are.
but she's the only one who finds them.
She's the only one that
She's got
laid-
more. She's got more going than anybody else.
Yeah,
in the
because
family.
She's
she
the
knows
only-
the cops are looking at both her and her husband, going, "These are neglectful ass parents."
I did really like that scene where
was waiting for him to be
cop,
like,
where
"I'm
they had to
calling."
explain to the cop it's happened before.
Yeah, and the cops are just like, "I should just arrest you."
Do
But the
I
way
call
Catherine
Child
O'Hara laughed, she's like,
Protective Services?
"It happened before."
She is the only one in the family that, like, late at night looked out to the stars and was like, "Good night, Kevin." Everyone else is like, "This vacation sucks. It's raining."
Well, yeah.
Also, I'll tell you what, especially after
Also
this
because they
one.
were staying at like a seedy, like roadside fuck your prostitute motel.
So I'm sure the dad has money, but apparently the dad paid for that.
Yeah, they all
entire
fly fucking
vacation.
first class.
But the
Yeah.
dad apparently paid for the whole thing. So like,
Oh, that uncle's a fucking deadbeat.
Oh, his deadbeat's a piece of shit.
I will say after this one's definitely on the dad. The first one is kind of on the mom because she looks at her oldest daughter and was like, "You counted everybody, right?" And I'm like, "You're the fucking adult. You count the kids. Don't have kid count another kid."
You would think
this time it is so on the dad.
You would think that this movie, like, to me, this movie would make more sense. Not for the movie, because it wouldn't make money if it wasn't Macaulay Culkin. But it would make more sense if they made sure 1,000% that Kevin was there and another kid got lost.
Kieran Culkin.
That would make more sense to me. But
Home
clearly,
Alone 2, pissing myself in New York.
But clearly, the movie wouldn't, or like, it won't sell if it's not Macaulay Culkin. But like, if Buzz got lost in New York, it would just be him getting.
Cut to him in a
Good.
prostitute.
I hope he does get lost in New York.
Yeah, I hope he gets
hit by
shivved
a
in an
car.
alley. Yeah, I hope he gets shivved in an alley by a prostitute.
So
like,
maybe
You
that's
piece
the
of
the
shit.
John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I
Buzz
hope
in New York.
Isaac Hayes shows up in a
Home
fucking
Alone
old
3,
classic.
Lost in Colombia.
I want Isaac Hayes to show up with chandeliers on his car. That's the Duke. And Buzz is on the run. Bow now, wow, bow now, wow, bow now, wow. Put Buzz in the octagon.
Go sniff a trout.
Peter Boyle's in it. He's like, "Come on, Buzz, we gotta go. Where's the president?" Buzz rescues Donald Pleasance.
He calls him a butthead.
Yeah. You cut to Buzz out in the middle of the
Butthead.
cut to Buzz out in the middle of the forest, pulling the microfilm apart. He goes, "The name's Butthead."
I'm so glad I watched that movie last week. None of this would have stuck as hard as it is right now.
Yeah, for some reason I have an eidetic memory when it comes to Escape from New York.
I randomly the other day, like, I think I was killing time for something, and I put on Escape from New York.
It's a great movie. I love that movie.
I love Kurt Russell.
I'm murky on Escape from L.A.
All I remember from Escape from L.A. was the scene where he surfs on a giant fucking wave.
Yeah, after he hang glides in because he rides the Santa Ana winds.
Yeah.
And isn't Bruce Campbell somebody addicted to surgery who murders Pam Grier or something?
I think I've only seen that movie once, and I think we need to do a podcast on that.
Piece of garbage. Look, Kurt Russell's looking hot in that black leather outfit.
As he does. But now he wears Santa suits, apparently, so...
Well, yeah, he's the Christmas something Chronicles.
Something like that, I guess. I kind of just now want, like, an Escape from New York style Christmas movie starring him in a Santa
I
suit.
think that's what the Christmas Chronicles is.
Is it?
It's like an action film.
Yeah, the Christmas Chronicles is Kurt Russell with
Action
Santa
Santa.
Claus and like shotgun, right? I was actually.
I don't know if he has a shotgun.
I'm pretty sure
but
he-
it's action Santa.
It shoots candy canes.
I think
fine.
it's family friendly, but it is action Santa.
I thought it was like
I
PG-13.
don't
No,
want
I
family
don't-
friendly
well,
action
that's
Santa.
family friendly.
I don't want
I mean,
Spy Kids Santa.
Well, that's unfortunate because you're about to have two of those.
So watch Bad Santa.
I don't want bad Santa.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that
Or
anymore.
Badder Santa, whatever the fuck the
I
sequel's
never
called.
saw that one.
I didn't either.
The first one, I enjoyed the first time I watched it. Every subsequent viewing, it got less and less enjoyable.
That's one of those one-note things where they're like, "Do you want to watch Billy Bob Thornton not give a shit?" And I'm like, "I've seen that, thanks."
Yeah, that's called life.
Yeah, I've seen
I'm not a
I'm
voyeur,
sorry,
so-
I've seen
all
at
right.
least 2 Billy Bob Thornton movies, so I know exactly what that's like.
How the fuck did he and
Sling
Angelina
Blade.
Jolie?
Oh, I thought that's not what I thought you were going to ask.
But like, how do you go from Billy Bob to
Look,
Brad Pitt?
I sympathize with Angelina Jolie. We've all made bad decisions. When
Yeah,
it
we've
comes-
all made out with our brother. Wait.
Wait, did she?
Yeah.
Wait, who's her brother?
I don't know, some dude.
I thought you were about to say Billy Bob Thornton. I was like, I've got
Billy Bob
questions.
Jolie.
I was like, Billy Bob Thornton's her brother? How old is John Voight?
Well, that's why she kept the vial of blood around her neck so she could prove he was her
Hey,
brother.
hey, that's hot.
Wait a minute. I have a vial of blood.
Wait
Hey.
a minute. Hold on.
Hey.
You
Hey.
telling me your SO doesn't carry one?
Don't knock
Come on.
that shit. I saw that, and I was like, all right, now we're fucking talking. And I'm like, I gotta take that. I gotta keep a vial of blood of my significant other.
I'm sure that hasn't flown yet.
It doesn't fly currently. You know what? Let's move on.
So what if you just like swap organs with your SO?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hold on, Steve. Which organs?
I don't know, the not so vital ones maybe?
I don't know, the
Which
same organ
ones
I
aren't
swapped
vital?
with his mom.
Which one? Doesn't even make sense. That means you stole her kidney? Like, what is... You swapped organs.
Yeah.
It's just an idea.
You know, just something for us to try out, you know? A couple more beers.
I'm just saying.
I mean, has anyone actually tried it
Has anyone swapped organs?
with their
No.
significant other? Yeah.
Well,
No.
one, because the odds of you being a donor match is really low, and two, you probably shouldn't do it unless it's medically necessary.
And it wouldn't be to swap them. You can donate one.
What if you just like wanted a piece of the other person forever?
That's
Then
why you
take
keep the
a
vial of
doe.
blood, Brian. Blood vial. Yeah, seems
Okay.
sensible now, doesn't it?
Okay, blood vial. Okay, I'm back on board.
Now it doesn't seem so crazy.
Or a lock of fucking hair,
Yeah, why is that? Why is that not weird? And the blood vial is.
because one requires you to physically harm somebody
Did I
to get
ever?
to it.
Did I ever say a lock of hair wasn't weird? Because I think that's.
Oh
fucking
no,
weird.
it is weird.
It's weird.
I've
That's
got her
some
hair
s-
in my pocket.
That's some serial killer shit.
Yeah, that's. I don't like that. I think blood is honestly less weird than fucking hair.
Agreed.
That's
So
just-
anyway, Brian, want to swap blood?
Yeah, but
So anyway, Brian,
Oh,
we've known
you
each
gonna
other
become-
for a few years. Figure we're ready to take the next step.
you gonna
Want
do the
some
Blood
blood?
Brothers thing? You gonna just cut your palms and then shake hands?
No, we're gonna cut our palms into small vials and wear them around each other's necks,
Oh, okay.
and they'll be the blood vials will connect
Into the shape of a heart.
like a BFF.
There'll be two hearts.
It's two hearts.
Yeah, two
It's
halves
say
of a heart.
BFF when you put them together, but they're full of blood. Kind of like that issue of Youngblood #1 that had blood in it or whatever.
Is Youngblood about Blood Boys?
It's about dudes with pouches.
Yeah.
Like most things.
Yeah, they were
Seinfeld
bitten by a
makes.
radioactive pouch, and now they have nothing but pouches. Now they have the power of
That
10,000
sounds about like his
pouches.
range. So
They have the power of 10,000 pouches and no feet. I mean, it makes sense. Pouches don't have feet. Once you get bitten, you lose your feet. They're just covered by mist. Green mist.
I float on a green mist where my feet used to be.
Yeah, exactly. What are you looking at on your phone? We are a professional
Green
podcast.
mist.
I'm looking up the. Did Kevin McAllister ever have a blood vial?
What are you?
Are you?
You're just texting your girlfriend, aren't you?
Maybe.
You son of a bitch.
We have plans tonight. I'm trying to make sure everything's.
We have plans!
Right, that's what I'm saying. We have
Months in
plans.
advance!
Once you guys swap blood,
Then it'll all work
it'll
out.
all be okay. Because then you guys will have a connection much deeper.
Just gonna drink his blood for the power it gives me.
I was about to say, next you can eat his heart to gain his courage.
Yeah. But District 9 you. Eat your fucking claw arm.
Is that movie?
Fucking
is
prawn.
that movie 20 years old yet? Can we podcast that movie?
It's 10 years old.
Actually,
Is
I
that
think
the-
it's close enough to a classic that we could
It's
do.
2009.
Is
It's
that
10
is
years
that,
old.
is that the rule 10 or is it? I thought it was 20 for some reason.
I'd like 20. I mean, it's rules. I mean, we do whatever
Yeah,
we
well,
want.
that's-
What
the
rule?
rule is this
Rules
was a
are-
Home Alone
yeah,
podcast.
Rules a strong word,
we
bro.
did Death Stranding, and that was like
We
a
do
month
whatever
ago.
we do whatever the fuck we want. It's probably why we have such a low listener base. There's no theme.
Wait, when are we doing a pizza podcast?
I mean, we get.
Are you
pizza?
asking me when are we ordering pizza?
Did the pizza in Home Alone 2 look good though?
Yes, it did.
Did it?
Actually,
Damn, last time I was in New York, I got some pizza. It was so
I'm gonna be in Chicago in a couple of days. I'm
Get
gonna
that
deep
deep
dish.
I'm gonna give that Chicago pizza another
man,
shot.
that deep dish is fire.
There's a bunch of good places.
But it depends. I might switch flights and end up in New York. I don't know.
I don't. In a post 9/11 world, I don't think
I
that
know.
works.
No, I was like
You don't get to run to your gate anymore.
How-
If you miss your flight, you just fucking miss
half of that movie does not work now.
More than
Actually,
half.
more than
that,
half.
that movie does not work now.
He took a Polaroid from the top of the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Most of that movie doesn't work
Yeah.
now.
This is a fun podcast. But at what temperature
Merry
do
Christmas?
But at what temperature do steel beams melt?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
What temperature does
We'll never
kerosene
know.
burn at?
We'll never know. How could
It's
steel
impossible.
What temperature does Joe Pesci's head apparently
isn't
combust
that? I'm
at?
sorry. I gotta get on a rant here. That is the stupidest conspiracy theory I've ever heard. Can you imagine metal melting in fire? I'm like, yes. That's how it's made. Loose change my ass. How could metal burn? It's basically what it boils down to. How could metal burn?
I like lit a spoon on fire, not shit.
I lit a spoon on fire under my crack and nothing happened to the spoon.
But I
My
felt
spoon
great.
didn't collapse and killed 3,000 people.
But I did after I did my crack.
Got in a car. Don't worry if my car sets on fire. Metal can't burn.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kevin got lost in New York. It was a pre 9/11 world. I think we've covered it.
Rip this podcast.
Yeah, we're good. We made it.
I think we did it.
We did it.
So anyway, if that was our podcast about loose change.
We're getting angry letters about this one.
We're not going-
from the one or two people that listen.
Oh,
to
fucking come at me.
it. And that's been David.
I've been Corey.
Yeah. We're all Linux.
Hey, it's David. I just came in. What's happening? It's me, Corey. I've really taken over your podcast. No, Corey, no. This is me, David, again. Bye.
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 Anyway, how's David? I'm Corey. Fuck you.
Wait, Corey's from New York?
Yeah. I'm Corey. Fuck you up.
I'm walking
Hey,
here.
you guys. I'm Corey. I'm from New York the way a Sesame Street character's
Yeah.
from New York.
You've been listening to Cattywampus. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr at CattyWampusPod. Email us at cattywampuspodcast@gmail.com. Music by Tilly.